I think it's time for Kuthumi.
Wow.
Yes, I think we're on the air now for about an hour, so it's time to bring Kuthumi in.
Okay.
So I'll go change into Kuthumi, and let's play the song.
Okay.
Guys, I'll see you on the flip side.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. And now. Life's sweetest reward. Let it flow. It floats back to you. All the way back to you, everybody. Love. Soon we'll be making another run. The love promises something for everyone. For adventure. I will not start talking until everybody sings.
Let's get the lyrics down.
Won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile. On a friendly shore. The love boat. Namaste, everybody. Ooh, it's been a long time since I've been in this physical presence, is it not?
Yes, it has been.
Yes, well, so good to be here with all of you. It's so good to be here with all of you out there as well. My God, that you all are. Has it not been a ride? It has been a ride in these last few weeks. It has been a ride in these last few months. And before you start putting your questions on the board, just take some time, because I got some things to say, my dears. The things I would like to talk about tonight is the presence of something very specific in your energy fields, which is even making it a little bit difficult right now to allow myself to be here in your company, let's say, within the field of new energy. What is happening right now, my beloved family of pioneers all throughout the earth, is the resurfacing of all the old energy particles still left in your system. What I want to talk about is the fact that old energy is not simply moving into new energy. It is not a change that is occurring. It is really something new coming in that's been happening in all of these last 10 years or so, and something else which then has to be released and has to move out. Now, what has been happening in the last few years with all of you is that all this new energy has been coming in. I'm looking at these ladies here, and they're distracting. I'm going to look at all of you out there.
That's
yes.
fine.
Yes. So what's been happening now is that all of this new energy has been coming into our system, which has generated the idea that we are carrying more energy. We as human beings, and I'll count myself as part of one, are carrying more energy than ever before. What is happening now, what is so important about May 6th, May 7th, May 8th, May 9th, May 10th, and all the Mays out there, is actually the first release of total remaining old energy from our existence. And this is not just happening to all the people who are here on Earth right now, it is also happening to myself, Kuthumi, and many, many others out there who are doing and performing the same job that we are performing. Old energy paradigm is finally moving into the new energy paradigm. This is why it has taken all of us so long together to discuss all the theory, but this is also why we have been saying that right now we are going to be moving into practice. So as this practice then, my dears, is going to start merging up merging with who you are, merging with all of you, this old energy is finally going to be able to move out. And yes, I am repeating myself. This is because so many out there need to hear things several times before they actually choose to activate the process. Oh my God, my mouth is thirsty. Could I please get some water? So, knowing this, my dears, knowing the fact that this old energy paradigm of ours is still somewhere within all of us, this is then the remaining personality, thank you, the remaining ego, the remaining bullshit that has been going on in your lives. As it is being released, it has to come through your experience, and this is what has been happening to you. Now, we could not share this with you any time sooner, because if we did, I'm sure that you would have found a way to actually hamper the process, to actually try and keep that old energy alive within you. So now each and every one of you has gotten a big shot of old energy, and you know that it is no longer enjoyable. So this is the reason why you all have had a hard time, and it's also the reason why I am here to say tonight that this, after the period of May 9 and May 10, is going to come to an end.
Yay!
Well,
Fireworks.
well, I had not expected that. I have backing vocals.
Yes, cheerleaders.
It's a new earth Kuthumi.
Yes, it sure is.
You have the backup, girl.
It sure is. Well, that being said, I am wanting to talk about a topic that is going to allow you to start integrating this. I'm going to share something with you now which is so simple that you probably not have thought about it before. And that is the big practical difference between old energy and new energy. If you look at old energy and the way it has manifested your reality, the way it has worked through your vibrational cells and everything like it, it has created a world inside of you and a world outside of you which has been dominated by masculine energy. Alright? I hope you can see this. I hope that when you look at the world around you and when you look at the world inside of you, the dominant vibrational presence that is there is male or masculine energy. This is why throughout the ages women have been put down even inside of themselves, and this is what is changing now with the coming of new energy. New energy is nothing else, darlings, than the combination in a state of balance of male and female or masculine and feminine energy, because when this is in balance, this is when you when you return to your creative self. It is that simple, and I know there is an amazing variety of theory out there, and me myself, I Kuthumi, have been as guilty of giving you a lot of information about this, but this effectively is what it comes down to. Old energy is masculine energy stripped away from its femininity, now creating a state of duality that needs an internalization process of attributes, the feminine attributes, by the way, that are out there in the world that are wanting to be internalized but are not working to their full capacity. And this is what has created the idea of personality in the first place. Now, this means that personality is actually a copy of what appears to be feminine energy, but do not make the mistake to think that personality is feminine energy, because we are not going to start off that whole thing again. Alright, that happened too long ago already. However, personality can only be healed by the presence, if you will, of true feminine energy within the system of self. New Kundalini energy, my beloved angels of wonderment, is the returning of the feminine energy into the masculine field, and this is what is actually creating all of these birthing pains right now and the feeling of all of these men and women of having pain in their energy ovaries, as Yeshua has called it earlier tonight. So, knowing all of this, let us look then a little bit deeper. New energy is a field in which everything is automatically in balance, and from that balance, unexpected potentials are generated, creating outcomes that are immediately immersed with creator energy. That is the field of new energy that we are now in. All of us. You, including us. I hope you understand that this means that the field of existence that beings like myself are existing in at this moment, and beings like you are existing in at this moment, are simply not so much different than you think. We are totally and completely equal to all of you out there, and yet you do not recognize that equality. The lack of recognition of that quality can only come from the fact that you are not recognizing your own feminine energy. Alright? Now, I have always been a being that has spoken so much about love. Love, love, love. The reason why I did this, and the reason why I will always continue to do this, is that the presence of feminine energy within the body creates an automatic response from love to anything that is perceived as an outside reality. My presence within me of my own feminine self, together with my own masculine self, is allowing this to occur at any given moment. Another separation between masculine and feminine energy is that masculine energy tends to be repetitive. Look at all the repetitions that have happened in history. Feminine energy always tends to recognize the new with every given situation, has the ability to look at vibrations from a new angle. Now you must understand that when I'm talking about this balance between masculine and feminine energy, I am not talking about a balance between men and women, because masculine energy does not necessarily relate to a man, while feminine energy does not necessarily relate to a woman. That being clear, you need to understand that I am not giving you any advice to act more like women or act less like men or something like that. But what I'm telling you is that you need to begin to understand the true relationship that is taking place in the duality of your race. Knowing this, let's take it a step further. The duality that has existed within your race, creating a separation between the sexes, is now being released. It is true that men and women are not always going to continue to exist the way they are now, meaning that being a man or being a woman has been an internalized, a heavily internalized attribute of the personality, which would even have an effect on the DNA constructing the physical body. Knowing that then, this means that you have a choice now. You have a choice, yes indeed, the coming together of the two to one within. My dearest friend Elizabeth, I know that I will see you soon, so I just wanted to mention that. What you are saying is very correct. As these things come together, we will have a choice for masculine or feminine expression. And that is much more close to creator energy than the choice which is now forced upon us as humanity in birth. I hope you understand this. Before I go on, my ladies, I would like to hear your input on all of this.
Well, especially the
Caught
thing
you
about...
on the spot.
You did.
I think especially the thing about what you said, the old energy things, particles still releasing, really helps a lot to see what has been going on.
And it is helpful to me too, the idea of the masculine and feminine energy,
Yes.
putting it in that context. Very helpful for me.
Yes, and if you really were to understand the total, let's say, nature of Kundalini energy means nothing else. It is an old word that has been used in so many different languages. But if you take it back to its original Lemurian idea, which was not Kundalini at the time, it was not called that way. But if you take it back to the Lemurian point of view, Kundalini energy is nothing else but an accelerator. It is like an accelerator fluid coming into your energy field, causing a, let's say, energo chemical reaction, speeding up the process. Now, as the process of old energy dying is being sped up, the necessity for feminine energy to come back into the body more fully is then realized, you see? So, what I'm wanting to say, this process which is now begun is going to continue for especially the next 3 years as humanity begins to balance itself out. Because you need to see, my beloved friend, you could balance yourself out perfectly on the inside. But as there is an outside reflection of you also, that would always affect you.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
The outside world, which is your co-creation, would be affecting you, and the unbalance that exists there between feminine and masculine energy would as such be an effect that takes place. Which is why it is a problem for many to ascend before all do.
Right.
Yes. So this coming together is actually a beautiful thing that is being created. I have nothing else to really say about new Kundalini because I do not want to, of course, start a whole trend and talk to everybody about the new Kundalini and the old Kundalini is so last year and things like that. This is not what is going on. Kundalini is just simply an accelerating energy which is now being affected as it comes into our new energy vibratory space. And then we'll start to clean up all the remaining old energy particles there as they will be released, and you will become more like me.
There are people asking if they need to activate something for that or that it just happens. Can you answer on that?
Can you answer on that?
I think what you have to work on
I think what you have to work on
is letting go of all the other things.
Of all the other things.
Okay, you can have my mic too if you want.
No, I'm just stealing your thunder.
Okay. So I think that is what you have to work on, and the rest will flow on its own.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Obviously, there's nothing to activate because the activation has already begun.
Right.
The process is already flowing, whether you like it or not. Even George Bush is getting feminized.
Really?
Are you interested, Em?
I'm not.
Oh, I hear you mumble the name George Bush at
No.
night.
So, are there any questions that we could answer?
By the way, we didn't drink one sip of wine.
Sorry?
Oh, no, we're just normally like this.
Yeah.
Is anybody accusing me of being a drunk?
Yes. Woo, I like it. Woo. Elizabeth even.
Oh, my darling Elizabeth.
They turn on you quickly, let me tell you.
Elizabeth, when I am with you, in a very, very short time now, I am going to give you the hangover of a lifetime.
He means it too, get ready.
You will drink and drink and drink with me, and then you will see the truth of breed. Just kidding. Anyway, let's go into some questions, people. Let's see if there are any questions.
Maybe this one.
What happens?
When the lid slams shut.
Oh, thank you for reading that, Annika. What happens when the lid slams shut? Well, it is not open, is it?
Well, it wasn't your channeling.
Oh, I know. Well, you are already in a situation where the lid is slammed shut.
Yes.
It is not open, is it? That's what I'm saying.
Right, that's past.
You are now on Earth, and this is the same problem that Yeshua has been having, it is very difficult to actually achieve liftoff. Of course, he had to do this a few days back for a very specific purpose, but on most occasions, it has become much more difficult to actually leave Earth right now because the soul within you is beginning to explore the Earth. You see?
Uh-huh.
That is also the reason why this old energy has to be released. It is actually being rejected by the soul. It is the soul itself that is drawing in the Kundalini in the first place. It is drawing in the feminine in the first place. It's the soul itself that is fixing the problem. You see? Well, the problem, the experiment.
Right.
Let's call it the experiment gone awry. It's all Adam's fault. Really. He wanted button 1, I said button 2. So let's go into some questions that we have gotten from our lovely people out there.
I don't know the name, but someone is asking, is there such a thing as reverse polarity? If there is, as talked about in healing, media such as EFT, etc., how does one get out from under it? Just when I believe I'm sovereign, up pops a negative situation that should never have happened. For instance, adding money to a debit card so many times in the past, and suddenly the money is gone. The establishment responsible for the wrong transaction says it cannot give me my money back, and the debit card company has no record of any such transaction. Meanwhile, I'm out of the money and things are getting shut off. Can you explain this to me?
Ooh, honey, you're with the wrong bank, I would say. Well, in the past, when I was still human, I would say sue their ass. But that would not be a good comment for the beloved ascended Kuthumi right now, yes? So I will say this, reverse polarity, could you keep the question up, thank you? I will say this, reverse polarity does indeed exist, and there are some out there who are working with it. Even the beloved Ambika, who is sitting here next to me trying to keep her hands off me at the moment, actually. The beloved Ambika...
She thinks he's George Bush.
Yes. The beloved Ambika is actually a person experiencing the effects of reverse polarity, as I have shared with you before already. Reverse polarity is not a problem, and it does not bring problems or trouble or debit card issues in your life. That is not the working of reverse polarity. Reverse polarity, my dear essence, eat, is actually a gift. Reverse polarity means that you have an increased power to reach within the essence of another and see the things inside of that essence that are still in need of, let's say, old energy cleanup. You do this automatically. However, the little hiccup that you have because of the reverse polarity is that when you clean up the energy in the other, you very effectively often copy it onto yourself, and then you end up with a little problem. I'm not talking about healing people here. I'm talking about a natural presence that simply occurs the moment you are in a room with somebody. You can't help but have an effect. This is a positive attribute of your essence, has only been called reverse polarity by some because they could not really understand it. Energy always, even magnetic energy, always flows in two arcaneic directions at the same time. You have that too, much like any other person does out there. However, you are more focused on the inward direction rather than the outward direction, which is why you seem to be attracting a lot of things to you. Now, talking about the money on your debit card and the things that you are discussing there actually has nothing to do with your reverse polarity. It only has to do with the choices that you have made to move out of this reality and the way it works. In that case, things often start breaking down around you, allowing you a chance to create anew, rather than staying focused on what is not working in your life. Begin to focus on what truly is working in your life, and you will begin to find solutions for these issues that are here now. So start celebrating the fact that you are wired differently and that you can actually create a great gift for others that way. Accept that and see the money issues and all the other things simply disappear from your existence. So that is really what I want to tell you about reverse polarity and its effects on you and the people and things like you. I hope that helps.
Thank you. I'll go into the next question. Here is Kuthumi or any of the wise old folks. My 9-year-old son has had a strange, quite severe pain in his lower back, knees, hands, and feet for the past week. His spine has been x-rayed, all kinds of blood work done, and so far nothing seems to be wrong. No fever, no infection, but the pain comes and goes, and it is so severe that this little guy just walks around in circles with tears flowing unless he's given something to dull the pain. Normally he's a happy little fellow. Could you please give some insight?
Yes, and I would also like to go into a question asked by Icy Starfish. My daughter every day has a belly ache. A child friend throws up bile. Nothing can be found by the doctors as well as another friend's son. Now this is exactly the same situation that these kids are going through right now. Do not forget that these kids came in with quite a different makeup than many of you all out there. This means that when these kids came into Earth, they actually created a lot of difficulty for themselves, and they knew this as they were going to come in. You see, these kids are truly the examples of what you are turning into, which means that already they have a balanced energy field. They already exist within the new field of energy and already have a male, female, or masculine, feminine balance. With the coming in of the Kundalini energy, which is happening now, and is actually not necessary for them to go through, this is also causing an acceleration within their masculine, feminine, or I'll call it new energy balance. This means that these kids are being called into action to live and exist in a world which is not yet there. Yet, by allowing themselves to have this happen, they are really anchoring what needs to be created in this new energy paradigm. I am telling you, doctors are not going to find anything here, nor are psychologists, or nor are any other types of medical professionals. And if they do, they are trying to rip you off because they want to sell you medication or any other thing that will assist them in continuing their paradigm, while they actually should be looking at the little boy and see that this is an advanced human being. It is part of the new species that has been created. So that is what is going on with this child. I have been aware of this. Kuthumi have been aware of this for a little while now, and I have made it my personal mission actually to let myself be known onto these children and locate myself into their lives on an imaginative way so that I could guide them through this. What I am expecting to see happen is that within anywhere 3 weeks to a month, I do not like to give dates because that is impossible anyway, but let's say around that time span, I actually see this decrease rather than increase, but until that moment comes, there might still be an increase that you are going to notice with your child. What you can do to assist is actually play their game. And what I mean when I say play their game is you can be somebody who exists in their world, who already allows them to experience what it is like to exist in this balance. I would actually advise to keep these children away from too large a crowd in the coming time and spend a lot of time with them yourself, focusing on what you want to become. Not only will they assist you in speeding up your process, but it will take some of their overflowing energy away and move it into you, so that will also ease up on their experience. Yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Any other questions?
have a love for you. We really do.
Of course I'm popular.
Gordon is asking 2 questions about Kundalini. He says, what's with May 7? We've heard many different things.
Could you wait for a little bit, Ambika? There is a interesting question here on what you call the board. Why? And I hope that is not a state these people are in. The board. That's not. You're not calling these people board. Okay. So the board are saying, why is it not possible to go through these changes without discomfort? Knowing Star Woman, I see you are not a fan of discomfort, and nor am I. Actually, it is quite possible to go through these changes without discomfort if you totally surrender to letting go of who you are or who you were, let's say, and open up to your true totality. Then this would not be happening. But many people, as the programming has been going on now for so long, are having issues with actually allowing themselves to change because they do not know what comes next. And so they are afraid to go there. Now you know what I say, my darlings? If I know what comes next, I never go there. I never do. I don't like to know what comes next. I do not like to see already what is beyond the next horizon because it limits my creative ability. So letting go of these things is letting go of the discomfort. All right.
Okay. Kundalini question.
The Kundalini question.
What's with May 7? I've heard many different things regarding this day, positive and not so positive.
Yes, the positive thing is that on May 7 I am on Earth. The less positive thing is that the moment I go it will explode. I'm sorry. It's just I haven't eaten very well today and I think I've got some energy gas. So, no. May 7th, of course, we have already covered, is in this whole process going from May 6th to May 10th. If you think that other things are happening, well, there are always many people out there giving bad stuff, giving doomsday scenarios, and things like that. And you need to stop, people. You need to stop looking at these things and need to start looking at who you truly are and want to become and only focus on that. And it will go very quickly. Afterwards, we'll have ice cream, I promise. So I cannot give any further answer to this.
He asked a second question.
It's a long one.
Yeah, it is. He says, might seem rather personal, but it could explain for others if the answer is a deep one. Reality balance, in other words. It needs to make sense that we balance both paradigms at the present. Well, I have been betting horses for years, and I've been very good at it, but lately I've been so close for not getting the money. And I just go on occasion as entertainment, more or less, not like the old days. It's like the crowds are affecting me, or am I not seeing the bigger picture? What is it? What is the reason? Some money is not flowing from that source as before. As of this day, no other source.
We have answered this question so often in the past. I'm sorry, dear Gordon, but there are other things that we need to turn to right now. I do love you, but actually if you go back to the question I answered, the first question I actually answered in this list, you will feel your answer there too. There is something on the board here that I would like to move to right now, if I may, and that is the comment, how do I surrender? Joma is asking, how do I surrender? Well, isn't that a good question? How do I surrender? Girls?
Well, I can tell you how I surrender. And how I surrender is to get on top of it and really, truly from the core of my being, just let it go. And let it go from a place of trust that just let the resistance go and surrender it, and that all is okay.
Yes. You got any ideas, my dear?
Well, what you just said about the not knowing, I can see how you could make that in a really interesting experience instead of a fearful one. And I guess that's part of it too.
Yes. Now, I'll add this to that. You can surrender by knowing that you are not alone. You can surrender by no longer believing that you are alone. You can surrender by no longer believing in the thing that makes you believe that you are alone. You can surrender by no longer believing the belief systems that make you believe in the things that make you believe you are not alone. And I'm saying these things because this is how you create your hornet's nest. This is how you go deeper into the rabbit hole, but I'll tell you that's not the rabbit hole you want to go into. There's another rabbit hole that you want to go into. If you allow yourself to know that everything that you think about yourself that is limitative is not coming from you, then that is why you are having issues with yourself. When you do this, that is the moment when you truly surrender. When you know that you are God. When you know that you are the creator, and when you stop blaming other people, personalities, situations for your own creational efforts, your own life, your own reality. This is surrender. You see? It is actually no longer fighting your life and allowing your life to become you. So often, people out there, all over the world, are running through their life without realizing that they are their life. And this deconstruction that then occurs is the creation also again of the removal of the feminine energy, very much in touch with their creational selves, and the overflow of masculine energy, very much in connection to their progressive, let's say, integrational selves, let's say. So once you know this, then you know that everything that has been happening in your life is not real. That is when you surrender. That is when you let go. Surrendering is choosing peace. I hope you understand that.
Beautiful.
No, it's true. Yes.
There is a question here from Eve. We work a lot with tachionized products such as APCI, David Wagner, and Albert. The results when used to heal persons are not consistent, and we are in doubt of their effectiveness.
They're not effective.
Okay. So they also don't help with the awakening of the Kundalini.
I'll say this. The moment there is some sort of Kundalini pill which is released on Earth to assist you with the Kundalini, well, that is what these tachionized products are, my dear. I'm sorry to say, it is not the products that are working, it is your own creative ability that is working through these projects.
Like placebo.
Products.
Yeah.
Yes. Tachionized energy, tachyon energy is out there in the world, out there in the universe, out there throughout all that is. Tachionized energy is coming together in a consciousness, creating beings such as Imzaia and others like that. If you create tachionized products, that would be the same as, let's say, trademarking or patenting an ascended being.
No, that could never happen.
Yes, that would be the same thing. Yes. So stop trying to find all of these products and start to find you. Know that you are inside of you. Tachionized energy lives within already. You only have to pull it up and work with it that way. So I hope that answers the question. And please know that I did not want to insult anyone. I only wanted to insult the idea of creating products out of these things. I feel like breaking down a temple or something.
Yes, let's do.
Yes.
Let's build one.
We'll raid a temple later.
So, darling?
I've got a question here from Crystal Hart. She is on the Borders Dance, and she wants to know the real meaning, purpose of meditation. I'll just read it. And what will be achieved in regards to the group meeting? In an old energy, people sit with the intent of connecting to these spirit guides, and this practice can go on for years. They
What
call
guides?
this development.
Go on.
I ask this because I recently took a lady, a very evolved soul, star being on a past life journey in my work, and she has been guided to work with me and organize group meetings. I'm happy to do this, and I would like some of her advice on how to approach this. What do we call these meetings, and what will be the benefits and aims? I see this as an opportunity for me to take the new energy teachings out there. Thank you in advance.
All right. Meditation, my dear angels, is nothing else than recognizing your oneness within all things. So if you want to look for a proper way to meditate within new energy, is you either look for something in your external world and start working on recognizing the oneness that is occurring within you in connection to this object, person, place, or whatever. There is no such thing, again, as a meditative method that you need to do. With regards to starting up these groups with this lady, I would say go for it. There is much necessity right now to do these things, to actually allow people to come together, to connect, to form communities. But this is not actually me that is going to be speaking about this in the coming time. So I'm going to leave that to Ikara to go a little deeper into that. But that is how I would reply to this one.
Okay, thank you.
Seems like we are knocking over some old houses here today. Yes.
Dear friends, I've been feeling much improvement lately and even shared it on the forum. Up till yesterday I was pretty okay, but I woke up this morning feeling rather awful. That feeling of being useless hit me again in a bad way, and I would like some help identifying its root. I believe it was triggered by the desire to help you guys to keep the college going, and I felt useless not having cash to do so. I know this isn't the main reason, of course, this goes far back. I refused to join the 3D game of life in that hamster wheel and accepted my choices of not being somebody as they consider so important in 3D. When I used to feel this way in the past, I could find reasons to justify it, but now I don't see any at all because I'm pleased with my progress and I feel that I'm working hard to achieve it. So I would appreciate...
So what is the question?
Here they come.
Oh, they weren't spoken yet.
No,
oh.
It's from Blu-ray Rose. I've been working really hard and I already feel great progress, so why do I sense this demanding aspect of me telling me I am not doing enough, that I might be missing something? Where is it all coming from?
Well, it is coming from what we have been talking about all throughout this show. It is the ego personality construct which is fighting for its survival, which is putting these thoughts in your head, and they are not real. So all I want you to know is that we are talking right now, you and I, dear Rosanna, and the fact that we are talking right now means that you exist. If you exist, that means that you have a right to exist. If you have a right to exist, that means that you are a creator. If you are a creator, that means that you cannot be doing anything wrong. So the fact that you think you are doing something wrong can only come from the ego personality construct, which will pull everything up it can right now to make you feel like a failure. If you do this, this is the only type of suffering that you can really experience. The fact that you are not good enough, the fact that you are a failure, the fact that you are not going to make it or whatever. All of these thoughts are the opposite of surrendering. If you surrender to self, these thoughts no longer matter. So that is what I wanted to say about that.
And she has a second question. She's saying, I have a great passion for animals and often have intense dreams in which I am responsible for the animal safety. Sometimes I have to take them to a safe place and fear so much not being able to make it till the end. Strong failure again. Also, I dreamed I was present when Noah heard a voice telling him to build an ark. Can you please help me understand?
Yes, let's go a little bit deeper into that. This strong fear of failure connecting to your intense dreams about saving animals is simply coming from the same place. It's simply creating the same problems that would then block you from becoming yourselves. Actually, this is what these three people here, Yeshua, Ambika, and Sri, have been going through today. All day they have felt like they were in a wrong place or whatever. All of these things are not real. They even thought, I have to share this.
Just go ahead.
They even thought that they had lost all connection with myself, Kuthumi, and with Adamus. Now, of course, we all know that Adamus took the money that you sent in and ran. So that is true. That is true. He's now supposedly somewhere on Venus building a new cottage for himself. But it is not true that there is no connection. All of these things are coming from that place. Now, I want to go a little bit deeper into the dream that you were present when Noah heard a voice telling him to build an ark. Okay, there is such a thing as things that really happened, and then there is the Bible, all right? So, I will have to say that if you are experiencing this, what is probably happening is that you are integrating some, archetypical energies in the form of stories that have plagued humanity all throughout their lifetime on this beautiful planet Earth. So you are now integrating these things. However, I will say this: there are people out there right now, and some of them are even here on this board, that are, Ambika is eventually whispering, and that distracts me. I'm sorry. There are some people out there who, have been going through, remembering past lifetimes, pharaohs, kings, even very natural lives, normal lives, everyday lives. And people have been getting flashes, and people have actually had a full experience where they completely regress into a new life, or an old life, I should say. And what I want to say is this: as you go through the ascension process, you will become aware that there comes a point where you have to experience everything. Everything that has ever happened, is happening, and is ever going to happen in all potentials of all dimensions, of all alternate realities of this finite construct within an infinite space, the finite construct being 3D, the infinite space being you. Now, this is happening to a lot of people, and we have been calling it many things, but right now specifically, many are actually going through the experience of remembering everything that ever occurred within an actual finite timeline. So when this happens to you, it is really only telling you that you are moving along on your path. What you can do is simply enjoy the experiences, much like you would join a nice movie somewhere or enjoy a TV show. Allow that to happen. It's simply you reintegrating yourself into you, because you have co-created this whole timeline. You have co-created all of these experiences and all of these dimensions. It is only natural that these things would return to you. I think I would have to make some time to say that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
This is a question from Regina. For 6 months now, I'm...
Did you say sex?
No.
I think she did.
Okay, I did. But I meant stick.
She's thinking of George Bush again.
Are there people out there on the board right now who think that she has said sex instead of stick?
I could also do it in Dutch.
Oh, that's so pretty of you.
I know. But the question, yes, for 6 months now, I'm having an experience. It's
Me
like,
too.
It's like a field of energy flowing into all directions at my throat chakra and my lower jaw and teeth. And it's there in each moment. The energy flows into making circles, and it has a huge pulsing power. When this happens, there is also a loss of saliva. My head feels like a field of fluidity, seemingly going all directions. Also, It is huge. I'm sorry, they're distracting me here.
Well, you were distracting me when I was talking. Ooh, Elizabeth, ask me what is sex like in Dutch.
Oh, it's also sex.
I continue with the question.
Yeah,
My head feels like I feel the fluidity seemingly going in all directions, also with this huge pulsing power. And when I look in the mirror, I only see my eyes surrounded by 2 geometrical tattoos. Some feedback would be appreciated from Regina in Belgium. Well, Regina, I wanted to tell you this, and this actually again goes for a lot of people. Although there are a lot of symptoms, if you call them symptoms at least, of ascension that are genetic and are being experienced by a lot, again, you have a unique point of view, as every human being has a unique point of view, because you're a unique point of observation within this universe. So everyone is going to have slightly different experiences. I remember Yeshua talking about, before I actually was allowed to come in, talking about the idea of his head being reshaped.
The morphing thing?
Yes, the morphing thing he was going into a little bit deeper. Well, these are all personal experiences. Ambika here would have different experiences than Faye here or than anyone out there right now. And so that is what that is. You know, people, I have to say something before we go on with these questions. And before everybody starts sending in their own personalized experience. While this is very interesting, unfortunately, I'm always going to give you the same answer about these things at least. So it would be more interesting if we move into less of experiential questions, because that is something that is more to be shared, which is the point of these things anyway, so that you can see this happening everywhere. But it would be more helpful if we could go into things that really assist humanity at this point, make things more clear, make things more understandable. So I was just going to say that. All right? Are you going to read something, Ambika?
Yeah, I was. But this is kind of like maybe the same kind of question.
Try it out.
Okay. I'm about to step into a new life. The funny and still sometimes scary thing is that I have no clue what's coming. I've chosen to fall fully backwards into the unknown. I've left all stories behind. I made my choices, but didn't plan or plot anything. It feels sometimes very weird, and my mind kicks in and wants to manipulate. Although I know it's futile, and I have no interest to process any thoughts based upon insecurity and fear or old ways of living. In fact, I've established trust and love for myself, which allows me to be that bold. I beg you with all of my heart to share your insights about this path and the journey I am in. When this artificial thing, fear, is not occupying my attention, which is happening less and less, I truly feel I'm stepping into wonderland without expectation what and how it will be. All I know is that it's going to be wow. From Daniela.
Well, my beloved Daniela, I will tell you this. I actually was happy that this question was read, because it explains so much about, again, what everybody is going through in their own right. I will say, however, how can I tell you about this step of the journey that you are at if you don't even know how it will be? And I'll say, it is good that you do not know what it will be. And you even say here in your question, it is going to be wow. Well, that it will be. That I can tell you. I can also tell you that you have made the right decisions. And I'm actually telling this to everyone out there, or who might listen to this at some point, who is now going through these changes, that you have made the right choice, that it is good that you are letting go of expectations, and that you do not want to know what is coming next. So this is actually, my bird flew, I heard you. well. It happens to the best of us. Well, so that is what is going on here, and it is beautiful. Everybody keeps talking about new energy. Everybody keeps talking about unexpected things happening in their life, and then they want to know every step of the way. So let me say this. The ones who are pioneering this whole ascension thing are adventurers and pioneers who quite literally move into the undefined spaces and define them. So that is what you are doing. That is your passion. That is who you are. That is the exploration of self. Well then. Ambika?
Yeah.
My name is Lynn. Well, not
I
mine.
thought your name was
Yeah.
Amber.
It's the question, Amber. I found your website for Lightworker. After reading some of the channels on Lemuria, I went into meditation and a name came to me, which was Ashuna. They even spelled it for me. I feel that it is connected to your website and to me. It honestly feels like it's my name.
Then it is. Claim it as your own. You are the creator of your life.
Okay. Well, this is a funny one.
I didn't prepare the questions. I was not even body bound when you were doing it.
I'm going to skip that one.
Oh, now you're stuck, aren't you?
I am.
I dare all of you out there to send in daring questions, bold questions, unexplored questions, naughty questions.
Well, I got an naughty question if you want it. Is it possible to create a beautiful baby of oneness without using sperm?
Well, it is, but not a beautiful one. Of course it is possible to create a baby without using sperm. Why would people even use sperm these days?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she wants to know how.
How? I think sometimes I feel like an Indian. Well. Let me say this. Is it possible to create a beautiful baby of oneness without using sperm? Let me answer you by asking you another question. Is it even impossible to not create a baby without using sperm? Is it even possible that there are things out there in your imaginative realms that you cannot create? It is not possible. The only thing that is real or that stands between you and reality, stands between what is real and what is not real, is you. I got it right.
You got it right.
Yes. See, but these questions are really throwing me off because I know that there are people out there who are actually further along in their process. And what I mean with further along in their process is not that they are better than anyone else, but they are not reverting back to these questions, asking them again all the time. People, we are no longer coming in here to be with you and just have a good time. We are now getting relatively serious, and even though I am still who I am, and we will have fun, it is time to actually allow yourself to be more than you are now and go beyond these issues that seem to be plaguing you, because I am telling you 90% of the questions that I have answered in the course of this night all came out of the realm of personality instead of the realm of consciousness. Now, it is not true that consciousness cannot have questions. Consciousness is very inquisitive. So allow your consciousness to ask these questions and move beyond where you are today. This is the reason why we are attached to things like the college and the circle and all of these other things out there, but we will be moving away from those who not move with us because we simply cannot hold on any longer, and eventually these things will catch up with us, but we are now at the tip of the spear. I know that Yeshua is preparing, and along with him others are preparing to create groups, to create people who are really ready to go further along in this process. What I'm just trying to say, my beloved ones out there, is that we are really beyond these questions right now. This is really happening. Get real. Allow yourself to go into it.
Well said.
I am not trying to put anyone down.
You're trying to lift everyone up.
You raise me. Yes. So,
Yeah, I'm going through the questions.
I'll do one more before we actually leave.
You want to take one from the board?
I want to take everyone from the board. Oh, I see one right there. Do not mention the name.
I won't.
I will visit them tonight. Yes. One more question.
Okay. Could you explain the discrepancy in messages given by Saint Germain in October 14, stating that he was reincarnating in a few years, and Kuthumi, who said that Saint Germain has come back as Barack Obama?
Well, now that is a very, very long answer I would have to give, so I will make the following appointment with you. I will be here on your next broadcast, and we will continue with these questions, and we will take that one as the first one, because this is a very important one. All right? Now, I have one more thing to say here, And I'm just seeing on this board, before I allow Yeshua to come back in, that Carol Hearn is saying this channel is boring me. Where is the pioneer education? It is great and I appreciate the energies, but it is not what I'm looking for. Well, dear Carol, if it is not what you are looking for, then why are you here in the first place? The education happens within. There are going to be moments when we are going to be sharing new information, but the information sharing mostly happens within. At the same time, I'm also not responsible for your state of being, so I cannot choose whether you are excited or whether you are bored. So I just wanted to let you know that this is a state that you have put yourself in and that you can now put yourself out of as well. And if you do, I'll come and please you and play with you and have fun with you. If you don't, I will do the same, but it will annoy you. So, people, anything that you want to tell me before I leave?
You can stay too.
No.
Oh, okay.
Anything that you want to share with Auntie Kuthumi? Not that, Annika.
I didn't say anything.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my dear beloved one, it was as always a wonderment to be with you. It was as always a pleasure to pleasure you and to feel the pleasure coming back from you. I do have to admit, as I admitted at the beginning of this whole talk of mine tonight, that we are in a little bit of a transitory space. So I would like to tell you and offer you any type of apology if it was difficult for myself sometimes to get close enough to you. I know that you have heard my voice. I know that you have felt my presence in some cases at least around you. But I want you to know that we are at a point of immense and great change. And the next time I will talk to you through this device right here will be different than any type of time that we have attempted before. Because from that moment, you will actually feel what it is that I have been talking about tonight, and you will feel me much closer, and I will feel you much closer as you begin to actually understand that there is no difference between us and that we are equal. My lovely, lovely angels, I have the deepest of respect for you. I have the deepest of sympathies for you. I want you to know that things are changing to a great extent and that we are ready to embrace you within that change. So I challenge you to make sure that Carol and others like her out there are not bored next time she listens to me. Raise the vibration, raise the channel, allow more of myself, more of yourself, more of all things to come through. Challenge me with questions. I'll challenge you with answers and more questions. I am Kuthumi and I love you with all of my might. Namaste.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. And love, life's sweetest reward. Let it flow, it floats back to you.